Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Hello, Governor. Greetings from across the pond. I'm here with a special British giveaway. I'm Slide Whistle.
And I am Immunization, and that's it. It's just us two, which, for the first time ever, I feel like the only other time we've had 2-person episode has been you and Aaron, I think.
Yes, Aaron unfortunately has decided that it was time for him to leave the state of Michigan and enter a new state, a new beginning for work for the week.
Yeah, actually, he just needs to be, like, rebooted. He's, like, in the shop right now repairing or something, because, you know, AI Aaron.
He's busy. And so we're here to replace... Here, wait, this is what Aaron would say. Hey guys, I'm Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire and Horde Punching Bag, and I would just like to say, give me some sweet puss.
And then he would probably pull some dead celebrity out of his ass or something. I don't know.
Maybe you can pull Elon Musk out of there. What the hell is that guy doing? Why are we doing Nazi salutes, people? What's going on? What's happening?
That's, like, not even surprising, though. I don't know. I'm like, okay. So, like, I know what... I feel like out of all the things that people could be blowing up and making a big deal about, I'm like, how is this surprising at all? This is, like, that's, like, expected. I'm like, well, yeah, of course he's doing a Nazi salute.
My favorite are them being like, he was giving his heart. Look at all of these still images of Democratic candidates doing it. And it's like, you took a freeze frame. We saw Elon. He did it twice. LOL. Anyway. So there is a new giveaway. That's right. You too can experience the Warcraft 30th anniversary giveaway. Win a trip to London. I was like, oh my god, I'm going to fucking London.
Okay, so, like, how do you sign up for this? And, like, what exactly is included in this?
I raced to the sign up here for a chance to win button on Wowhead. I click it. And then I met with, sorry, this promotion is not available in your region.
So is it just a trip to London to people who live in the UK?
Yup. So then I read the fucking thing and it says, Blizzard has announced a new giveaway open to residents of France, Germany, Sweden, and the United Kingdom. Why the fuck are you showing this on wowhead.com? This is .com, not .eu, not .pu.
That is honestly, you know the reason why they're doing it. Wowhead's all about the clicks. What did they officially title this? They probably didn't clarify that in the title because they wanted people to click on it. Yeah, no, they didn't. Win a trip to London. Yeah, no. I hate them. Is this Squishy? Who is this?
No, it's Archimitros. I don't know who the fuck that is. Maybe they know Sergianimos. My favorite though are the prizes. Okay, so if you are a UKer out there, or a Swede, or frog, you can win 2 tickets to Warcraft 30-year celebration. You got more than one friend? Too bad. A 2-night hotel stay in London, a vault load of goodies, cash towards travel expenses, but my favorite, burgers and shakes for 8 for your guild from Shake Shack UK.
Okay, what is... so this is, like, not even the first promotion in the UK with Shake Shack and WoW, which is, like, I feel like one of them was weird enough, but, like, here we go again, I guess.
They must love their burgers and mash. Is that a thing? You guys do burgers and mash? I know it's bangers and mash. But my favorite is how it's burgers and shakes for 8 for your guild. Sorry, sons and daughters, if you're not in the guild, grandma, you ain't getting none of this Shake Shack burger.
Also, I feel like 8 for your entire guild, not a whole lot, honestly. That's, like, not even a raid. That's not a raid comp. Like, make it 10. Like, some guilds run 10.
So, I don't know. I'm thinking of maybe forging, like, maybe I can spoof my account data. I guess it'd be expensive. If I fly into Sweden, win the prize, and then travel from there, maybe it'll be okay. Speaking of burgers for 8 for your guild, hey, guess what? We went to raid, believe it or not.
Honestly, that's kind of what we did there. Burgers for 8, getting AOTC for people with no healers, same thing. We did the gym run again. But notably, a celebrity has returned to the guild. Pablo is back. Hashtag freed Pablo.
This man, okay, so me and Immune and Ahoy and Myth ran dungeons with Pablo, like, during probably the entirety of Shadowlands.
Yeah, we would run, like, multiple dungeons every single day. We called ourselves Team Mango Sour because we were, like, 4 druids and a priest. So, like, and, like, we ran a lot of dungeons. We spent a lot of time together. But then all of a sudden, Pablo was just, like, gone. Like, I don't know that any of us actually got an explanation. I was kind of, like, worried about him for a while there.
Yeah, and I still don't have an explanation. Like, I mean, I'm going to ask him when we're in, like, a dungeon group. I don't want to ask him in, like, guild chat or Discord if it's, like, something crazy. I mean, I don't even know what it... Did Pablo go to prison? Because he was gone for 4 years. But he did respond to BNet messages sometimes, so...
You know, it'd be kind of funny if, like, he actually was, like, incarcerated, and this whole time we were jokingly saying hashtag free Pablo whenever we were missing him. But, you know, I assume that's not it. But he is back now. He very quickly leveled his druid, started gearing it up, and we got his AOTC with this stupid ass no healer run.
Yeah, I'm glad I got to see it in the flesh because it truly was bizarre. It didn't make any sense. 0 healers. My favorite though was that Lynn was like, "This will be the fastest AOTC, the easiest AOTC you're gonna get." And I'm like, "Oh boy, we're getting out of here at like 8 o'clock." And then I was like, "Oh, also 8 o'clock when we raid at 8:45."
I was gonna say, you're saying supposedly we are done before we even start. It's gonna be that quick. We're gonna gain 45 minutes in the day because of how fast we're clearing this raid.
We do have a special guest. Illyria has jumped onto Immune's desk, threatening to step over various buttons to stop production. She's like, "We want Aaron! Hashtag free Aaron!"
This is weird because both cats are on my desk right now, and they, like, never give a shit when we're recording at all. Like, the most they do is fight in the background, but most of the time they're just sleeping. So I don't know what this is about.
Also, we buried the lead. My mage got AOTC, way more important than Pablo.
I don't think anyone gives a shit about Deoxyribose.
Deoxyribose. But I am glad that I got to see the healing strat, because then I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to keep these healing gems on. Like, I was going to switch them out, but I'm like, I'll just fucking keep using them. And it's already come in handy in, like, a couple of dungeons and just surviving on the Sidrin Isle.
It just was really wild to me that, like, on heroic difficulty of this raid, just having, I want to say most, I don't think Pablo even made it to the Siren Isle, so he probably didn't have his healing gems, but I'd say most of the people had theirs, and that was enough to keep everyone alive through the fights. It's very weird.
Believe it or not, Pablo actually had 2 gems, I do believe. He had 2 of the healing gems. He was just missing 1. I just got my last gem today. I got the achievement for having all my gems today.
I don't know if it was just like me and like it was like an OCD thing I had that like I was like, it was like the first thing I did. I think it was the first achievement I got done for some reason. I was like, I gotta get all my gems.
The gems. I'm trying to think, did anything else notable happen in Raid? I don't think so. You know what? Something I don't understand is the proc rate of the gems, because you're healing. You were like the lowest healer, but like everybody else was like Brodsky. So Brodsky's BM. We should have just asked him. Hey Brodsky, what were you doing to heal so much?
My only thought is that like my ring was like 20 eye levels lower than some of the other people because I've been lazy on my hunter from like upgrading it or whatever you have to do to. How do you even upgrade the eye level of the ring? Is it just like the weekly?
Yeah, the weekly. See, but mine wasn't leveled either. I had a base level ring, and I was like probably like 11 slots above you. Maybe it's just a certain ability. Maybe I was standing in more dookie to heal myself, because I was pretty squishy. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, I like was not doing the same amount of healing as anyone else, which is weird. Because like the gyms are like 3 of them. One that like they're all proc based. I don't know how often they proc, and like one procs to like just do a heal on people. One procs to do a hot on someone, a group of people, and one procs to put like a shield on people.
Yeah, and the hot one was the most important one. Maybe yours, you just had you had the slowest sperm. You know, you were the last one to get there.
Yeah, I guess so. Like I don't really have a concept of why, but it was weird. It was a cool run though. I'm glad that we got to see it because that's going away like in the next patch, obviously.
Which there's still no date for, so who knows when that's happening. I think people were guessing late winter. Are we in late winter? Is this late winter? Is this medium winter?
You know, I don't even know. Like I feel like we're approaching mid to late winter. I mean, because like when does it become spring? Like March?
Yeah, so I may be looking at February. So it's also time walking. I fucked up. I didn't do my time walking last week. After we talked about it, that was the one thing I didn't do.
Yeah, I completely missed it last week. So I did it this week, but thankfully we have 7 weeks to do it, and you only need to do it 5 times, so I'm okay still. And my druid is just the designated character now where I just my one and done, one dungeon, and then I get like my achievement done for the week. I'm logging out off of him. So sorry, Garage. That's all you're getting in the next like 3 or whatever weeks we need. Sorry, you have to take them for the team here because I'm not running all those dungeons.
That's what I get for raiding. For raiding on my mage, I lost out on just getting to save the buff to do 1 dungeon. Now I got it. But I mean, I was going to do more anyway to get gear, so it does work out. Allie's flying back here off this chair. What is she doing?
I have no idea why she's acting a fool right now. It's pissing me off, though.
Who knows? Hey, knock it off. She's looking at you guys. She's looking right into your soul with those big goo-goo eyes. So I went back. No. The dungeon. That's what I want to talk about. Oh my god. So I think it's good that I'm seeing, I think, just new players play this game. Because twice now I have run Legion Time Walking this week. And not only do the people like not know what they were doing, which is fine, people miss expansions, they didn't know how to press a single goddamn button. Period. I was sweating for my life in a time walking dungeon, and I'm like, what's going on?
I like looked over and they were just like walking up to a boss and standing there waiting for people to group up before they pulled the boss. And I noticed the slide's at like 50% health. I'm like, why is the healer not healing you?
You know it's bad when I have to eat my mana buns just to get more health in between pulls. And so I was like, okay, so like, whatever. When it started, the tank was like, I don't know this place. It was Black Crook Hold. I was like, we got this. I was abusing that ping system. Just to be like, go here. Healer's not healing me. They're a holy priest. I look at the healing log, and they're just holy firing and smiting. So I'm like, maybe they're just like, okay, they're like, we don't need heals. But then, like, when they went to heal, they would just use Gift of the Naru, that long, 2-minute cooldown, 3-minute cooldown, and then whatever your other long cooldown one is.
Wait, so I'm sorry, Gift of the Naru is specifically the Draenei racial, by the way.
Yeah, it was one of your people.
So I'm like, that's wild to me that that's their only healing that they were doing. That's crazy. So like they actively were just choosing not to.
Yeah, so I put on my healing gems from Raid, and I became the healer of the dungeon. I probably healed like 6 times more than the priest did as a frost mage. It's really funny.
Luckily, you had them set aside just for this occasion.
Yeah, that's why I'm keeping those shit locked in. And then I ran an Eye of Ashara while I was at work. I mean, I guess it's been a long time. People can have missed Legion by this point, but it's been a long time since I haven't done the skip at the beginning of Eye of Ashara. This guy went down the middle where all the mobs are, and I'm like, no, we could go to the left and not fight nothing. But it's fine. I mean, things were dying, so like it wasn't like the worst, but it was like, oh, this is bizarre.
Yeah, actually, the like one dungeon that I did for my druid was Eye of Ajara, and like I do miss those Legion dungeons. And it was quick too. Also, I had like a DPS warrior that was just like pulling for me. I'm like, okay, well, whatever, I guess.
Whatever gets you through the day, get those 5 dungeons. Oh, well, you only needed 1 because you're on your fucking you're on your garage on your way to Shik Shack.
Maybe he qualifies for this giveaway.
Maybe he does. Happy Christmas, Harry. Whenever I think about British people, I always think about how it's weird that they say Happy Christmas instead of Merry Christmas. I don't know why. Watching Harry Potter, that stuck with me. But did you know that?
Yeah, I mean, like, I know that they say that. It just is really funny to me that whenever you think about the UK in general, the first thing you think about is that they say Happy Christmas, and then immediately after that, you think about Harry Potter, and Ron specifically saying that. Like, that is the immediate, like, brain jump that you have going on there.
If it helps, the second thing I think of is, we'll take the lot. When Harry buys the entire fucking trolley of chocolate frogs so nobody else can eat any of the sweet things off the trolley because rich-ass Harry Potter's buying it all with his Hagrid vault money that he just recently acquired.
Yeah, so basically you're saying that, like, whenever you think about the UK, all you think about is Harry Potter.
There's a lot in that movie or in that whatever series that is just British school systems. Like, the idea of houses is just what the British... There's, like, 8 things that I was like, oh, so they're all just fancy, whimsical people.
Yeah, I heard that, too, that, like, I guess, like, all their primary schools are divided into houses like that. I was like, that's interesting. I mean, actually, that's kind of fun.
If you're British and you've won the House Cup, please let us know. I would love to see how you guys did.
Okay, so I went to... So it was like a college prep school, but it was like a Notre Dame prep, right? And then like they had like Irish week. It was like a spirit week centered around St. Patrick's Day. So it was like in March. And we were divided into our grades and competed against each other. That's the most that we ever really had.
We'll take the lot. Did you ever say that when you were like fighting?
No, never. I honestly barely ever think about that particular scene.
Well, so I did a lot of my Siren Isle stuff today, and I'm talking like 4 weeks worth. Oh, also, if you haven't noticed by now, I'm not putting in any sound effects or sound clips. So if you want that stuff, wait for Aaron to come back. Personally, I think I prefer to listen to just people talking, but I know y'all love those sound effects, so they'll be back.
I don't know. I don't even listen to our show, I'll be honest.
Oh, I just meant like for me, generally listen to a podcast in general because I don't listen to us either. I don't know what we even sound like anymore.
I'll be so real with you. I don't listen to podcasts at all anymore because I don't have a commute.
Loser. Speaking of losers, this Siren Isle place, the quest for, I mean, it's so easy, right? Like, I literally caught up to current day, because now you can fly as of 2 days ago. I did all of that. I say all of that as if it's, like, hard. I'm on lunch break, basically.
You know, maybe it's a little harder than you think, because at some point I fell behind, and I just didn't see what quest I was on there, and I was like, oh, I don't know how to move forward here. Because, like, I thought like all the important ones were supposed to be like the meta quests or whatever. They're like the purple ones, but I guess they aren't. And then I guess I'm on one at some point where it isn't marked on the map for some reason.
Yeah, we were discussing this before the episode. We should have saved this for this part 19 minutes in. But hey, well, we'll just do it again. So there was a quest that I was on where it was like, we gotta really test Cersei's ring. We gotta see if it can fight enemies effectively. And I'm like, isn't it already fighting enemies effectively? And then it was like, go hit 10 things and make its power come out 10 times. And I was like, okay. So I went into the storm, so I would double count, so I could get storm credit, and I could do the quest. And I opened my log to make sure I'm on the quest, and I see it, and I'm like, okay, well, where do I go? And it wasn't highlighting anything. It was just blank. Normally, you get a blanket blue overlay, like, fight everything here. But it was nothing. It was just invisible.
Yeah, so I must be on like a quest like that. I don't think I'm on the current week though. Like, so if there's a quest like that in one of the past weeks, then like that's probably also where I'm stuck, where it's just not showing on the map for some reason.
Yeah, that was like, I think that may have been that may have been 2 weeks ago or last week. I think it might be 2 weeks ago. Did you do the one where you have to catch the thieves?
I don't know, honestly. Like this island, whenever I'm there, I just like zone out. I do the weekly resettable ones without thinking about anything that's happening. I feed that fucking snapdragon. I'm zoned out this entire time. I don't care about this zone, and then I leave.
I love the idea, like, out of context, somebody's like, oh, he gets there, and then he zones out and goes back to Dornegal. He leaves the zone immediately.
Sometimes I wanna.
You know, I don't hate the Siren Isle as much as I hated it when we talked about it last. I still think it's kind of dookie, like, but some of the additions are interesting. So like the thief thing was weird because like that's a whole week, right? You catch these Steven Skellerman who are stealing things, and once you catch them, they just like they book it. These are the fastest bones I've ever seen, and I'm a frost mage, and like I feel like I wasn't even slowing them down, and they're just they're running, and then so when you catch 3 of them, then it's like, congrats, now you can see thieves who sometimes are next to rares and they're stealing stuff. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll see those. That sounds like something different that I haven't seen before.
So did you get them?
Well, I haven't done a rare because I was just banging out the quest, right? So I haven't done a rare because after that was, I think that you're stuck on, or not stuck on, the one that wasn't showing. And then you do the final quest, which I don't know, like, I get it. It's, like, supposed to be kind of funny, I think. But it also just feels kind of goofy. So the quest is from Dee Dee the Wrench, and it's like, Cersei would be so proud. And I screenshotted it so we can talk about it. But she's like, it ain't no secret the winds here are terrible. But I don't think we've given that ring there a fair chance at fighting them. I mean, that thing can let you swim like a fish, make tornadoes out of nothing, and even shock the invisibility off of magical boxes. Surely it's got something to say about a little nasty weather, right? Take my balloon up and see if you can keep it stable using that ring of yours. And I'm like, what does it even mean? And the quest objective says, fly the Skypiercer to see if Cersei's circlet can protect you from the high winds. We're just guessing? We're just making, what the fuck?
Wait, so is the quest literally just mount and then fly and then you're done?
You're pretty close. It's actually, one would say, maybe worse. You get into a Dark Moon dirigible, like the little like guy you can win from the thing, and so it's flying, but you're not controlling it. It's on rails, and it's piercing the sky around the island. And you have 3 buttons in front of you. Turn left, go forward, turn right. And every so often, it'll be like, oh, there's a strong gust of wind. Push forward. And I'm like, okay, pressing the forward button. And then I wait, and then it's like, oh, strong gust coming from starboard. That means hit right. And then I press the right arrow key. And then I do the series of motions around the aisle, unsure if there's consequences for fucking up. I don't know. What was going to happen if I didn't press them? I just pressed them once and I waited. It lands and it's like, congrats, you did it. You've earned flying. And I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Wow, the whole Pathfinder achievement is in shambles now. This is what we got going on here.
I mean, people wanted easier flying, so you wait 6 weeks and you get it.
That's so fucking weird. Now once I get there later today, I need to try to fuck up the press arrow button and see what happens.
Yeah, please do, because like I think the quest objective, when you get it, it literally says, survive a flight in the Skypiercer. And I'm like, who's not surviving this?
That implies that, like, you're under attack. There are, like, gale winds that you're fighting against. And, like, no, you're just on this dirigible, just barely moving at all in the sky. Like, no, not a cloud in the sight.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, I don't know. They should have made me fly this during a storm. But the thing is, you still can't fly in storm zone. So that would have been contradictory to what they wanted to do. So I don't know what they could have fucking done, because you barely even see the winds that are attacking you. I will say, I saw some sirens today. I'm sure I could have seen them previously if I was playing more on the Siren Isle, but...
You know, I never really thought about the fact that I don't know that I've seen a siren on the Siren Isles. Wait, are those the ones that, like, hypnotize things?
Yeah, there's a whole daily quest where...
Yeah. Okay, so no, I have seen them before, because, like, it's over in that one area by the one cave that you go down in, and it's, like, giant sirens, and they hypnotize pirates or whatever. I've done that quest. But also, this reminds me, like, I have been, for the longest fucking time, one quest away from getting the achievement that is do all of the daily quests. Are these dailies or weeklies?
I do believe they are weeklies.
So what, I, like, missed one, like, on week 2 or something, and I just have to wait for it to cycle back in or something?
Well, you probably missed it on week 2, and probably on week 4, and probably on week 6. You know what I mean? You probably missed it a couple times around the bed, because I know I have. I forgot that was an achievement. I haven't even checked to see what I have left, but I'm sure it's probably more than one.
Yeah, mine's literally just one, and it has been since, like, the 3rd week or whatever.
I don't know how Aaron's scrounging up all those iron. Like, I would rather do, like, anything else in WoW. Like, I would rather go to do some keys, or, I mean, I'd rather just go look at other achievements in the old zone. I was very close to going back to Shadowlands and to start protoform synthesizing again, because I have a bunch of materials sitting in my bags, and I'm like, I need to expend these. But the problem is, I don't have enough, so I have to get more components. But it's probably easy now. It's probably nobody fucking there. Things are probably dying immediately. So,
Yeah, I mean, like, I was fucking around on the islands earlier today, and, like, the dailies went pretty quick. I mean, it's whatever. I honestly don't like the zone, in case I've not been very clear about that.
yeah, because, like, it's not like it takes a long time. Every time I decide to do the Siren Isle, it's just like, okay, well, I did it in 30 minutes. I just always feel like I could be doing anything else in WoW in those 30 minutes and being there. So yeah, I'm really excited for Undermine. I said it before. They dropped a video that was really fucking sick.
It was really funny, actually. I think Aaron posted it on our Discord, maybe just, like, in, like, one of the main channels. And it's basically, it was on their Twitter. It was a video. It was, like, one of those, like, commercials that are like, come vacation here. Like, what are those called? They're, like, videos to encourage people to travel to a place, like, on, like, a tourism video.
Yeah.
It really gave me, like, RuPaul's Drag Race, like, acting challenge.
Sunlight on the skin.
Basically, they're just really funny. They were just, like, making fun about how, like, there's trash everywhere, basically, and then about how, like, everything costs money. It was really funny.
So WoW made a blue post today, January 23rd. Enter the hub of Goblin ingenuity in Undermined zone review. And so they're like, hey guys, so if you're gonna do Undermined, it's a city like none other. It stands as a testament to Goblin ingenuity and creativity as experts in both technology and alchemy. The journey to Undermine requires level 80 and the completion of the Kaz Algar leveling campaign. Then they break down all the quests, the chapters you need to do, which is just chapters 1 through 3 of each of the 4 old in quotes zones from Dorne and Ringing Deeps, Hollowfall, and Ashkahet. Isn't that weird? Why would they
include that in this announcement? Is this, like, specifically just for people who are, like, coming back to the game at this point in time, and, like, they missed, like, the first major patch of the expansion?
I guess it's interesting that, like, they're making them do through the first 3 chapters of each one. I don't know. People are coming back. just let them freeball it. Is that crazy? I mean, they obviously want them to get some of the story. So they're like, don't go in blind, pay attention. But then, like, if you're telling people to do the chapters, they're just gonna blaze through them, not read anything. So I don't know, maybe.
It's probably more so to just like unlock certain aspects of each zone, maybe.
They gave us a picture of the map, which I'm sure is on the PTR, but I'm not looking at the PTR. Loving the map. So it's a big circle, and just some of these areas like Demolition Dome, Blackwater Marina, Emerald Hills Golf Course, because Gallywix fucking can't go without golfing. This man loves golf.
I love that for him. I'm honestly really excited to see him. It's a shame we're gonna have to kill him. He's kind of an icon.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fucking squash that bug. But yeah, I hope he, like, please have an ability where he, like, putters up and, like, hits a golf ball at us or something.
It is really funny though. It's like the only green part of the map too. The rest is just like industrial waste, trash.
It's just dirt. But the blue post continues. It says, begin the adventure to enter Undermine, win a quest from Gazlo and Renzik at Foundation Hall in Dornegal. So set your Hearthstones to Foundation Hall. Be right outside so you're ready to go in case there's a fucking crash again. But then they're talking about several areas that you'll venture through. Slam Central Station. What a name that is. This is home of the rocket drill train that ferries folks from the ringing deeps to Undermine and back again. We're getting a tram? I hope it's like a real tram and not just like an instant teleporter.
Oh, so you're hoping that it's literally like the Stormwind Ironforge tram. That would be sick. And especially if they like put in the work of like having an underground tunnel that we get to see like how you can, peer out into the depths of the sea when you're going in between there. That would be a nice touch. I fear it's just going to be a teleport, but that's cool too. I'm glad that they're having some way to go between the two zones.
You still have time to change it, Ian. You still have time to go in and be like, you know what? That is a really good idea. Let's show some Niffin cooking around a campfire.
Always the campfire with us, isn't it?
They explain the cartel system, which I feel like we already kind of know. Bilgewater, Blackwater, Steamweedle, Venture, sure. They go about the dungeon. We got a dungeon map of Operation Floodgate, where you're racing to stop people, the goblins, from blowing up stuff, and they gave us the bosses' names. Big Mama? Big Mama is a boss in here. That's gotta be a sexiest NPC of the week. We're bringing that segment back the minute we get to with Big Mama.
The moment we lay eyes on Big MOMMA, it's over.
But they decided that, how can you not have fun with the Goblin Patch, right? They're fucking going crazy. The last boss is Giesel Gigazap.
All the other ones are pretty good too. There's Swamp Face and Demolition Duo. I feel like this is going to be a good dungeon.
Yeah, so the fact that we're getting like these little updates means that they're probably going to give us a date soon, right?
I would say so. I also feel like because we just got to the end of the things that we have to do at the Siren Isles, I feel like an announcement is probably due soon. That paired with like all this like new info that's been being dropped, like of specifics, I feel like maybe within the next 2 weeks we'll get an announcement, hopefully.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be coming. I want a real WoW zone to play. I'm ready. I think I'm gonna use my mage. I haven't committed yet. The Honkameter's in disarray.
You mean the... No, actually, I don't know. It's probably back down to the Honkameter now that Gunther's not IC champ. But I feel like a gnome is pretty fitting for a goblin patch and raid and experience. I feel like it makes sense that Deoxyribose would be flying around on his fast car in the Undermined.
Ooh, I didn't even think about him in the car. That is huge, actually. Those pictures are gonna go hard.
They really are. If you can even catch a pick, I don't know. You might be going too fast.
And I think I've said it before. He would want to kill Gallywix the most. I feel like. I feel like.
Well, what makes you say that? Let's dig into that a little bit more.
Well, he's a goblin. The Oxyribosi's a gnome. I mean, that alone.
Okay, I mean, like, I just wasn't sure if he had, like, any other secret lore that you've been hiding all these years, or if it was literally just goblins hate gnomes hate goblins.
That's pretty much, yeah. I feel like, but I mean, I guess everybody wants Gallywix dead, right? But
yeah, I mean, like, I feel like even Hordes do, because he just straight up abandoned them. So, you know, I feel like literally everyone wants his head on a platter.
it was, okay. I was trying to figure out what they hotfix, and then I remember Plunderstorm. Still haven't dug deep into it yet, because I need to get the 250K to get the title. I've just been doing other things. We were in a cabin for like 3 days with no internet, so I've been kind of WoW sheltered until I played today, really. But then they nerfed some stuff. So me and Brad did some duos after, and we were talking about the arrow, the celestial arrow that we mentioned. It was bullshit on the podcast last week. They nerfed it. They came for it. They said nobody gets to have fun with this thing.
So what did they change to it then? Is a nerf, you're saying?
Yeah, they nerfed it. I'm trying to figure out which Wowhead article it is. Okay, so wait, no, it's the same one. I thought it was secondary. Celestial Boreal's travel speed reduced by 25%. The radius by 33%. The initial flight distance significantly reduced, and the backwards leap height significantly reduced. They basically came for every aspect of it and said, no more.
So it's basically becoming a thing that people won't want to use anymore. Although, I feel like they did this with Flame Swirl before, and I still like Flame Swirl, so I don't know, maybe people still like it.
Yeah, I killed the guy with Flame Swirl earlier on my lunch break. That also felt pretty nice. But they also nerfed Gale Feather. Sorry, they buffed Gale Feather.
I was gonna be like, hold on a second. I don't think Gale Feather needs any nerfs. I feel like they need to either remove Gale Feather or buff it a lot, because nobody's been using Gale Feather.
Yeah, if you don't know, Gale Feather is that big bird that just spawns the AoE, and the only change to it was call Gale Feather delay before Gale Feather arrives reduced by 60%. Why is there a delay at all? Why isn't it just happen immediately?
That's a good question. I feel like I don't think it needs that. Because, like, how often do you even see somebody running Gale Feather? I feel like I see it maybe at the beginning, and then, like, once you make it past, like, the first circle, no one's using it because they found better shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this change will be huge and 60% will be enough to use it because you're dropping it immediately. But I don't think so.
No, it's definitely one of those ones that I see and I'm like, I would rather have nothing than use Gale Feather, I think. Slide is getting naked on the podcast.
It got too hot for my X-Men hoodie, so now I'm wearing just a t-shirt. So Plunderstorm. Okay, so I did queue for Plunderstorm inside the WoW client while I was doing my Siren Isle stuff, which I'm sure most of you probably already done. But I was under the impression that when I did that, it was going to be my gnome or the character I was on was going to be... No, it just uses my Plunderstorm character that I made, my regular white-ass Asmongold-looking human that I drew up. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's just a way to queue in-game. But can I group with people? Because like before, Brad would request to join duos. If you saw me online, he would be like, Brad has asked to join your group. But I feel like that interface won't exist within regular WoW client.
I honestly still haven't queued from the in-WoW client. I've always just queued from like the main menu and swapped over to Plunderstorm and queued that way. Because you're right, I'm not sure how you would do that. Would you have to be in WoW group with somebody to then queue up for Plunderstorm together?
Yeah, I kind of think that's how it would work. Oh, they added trios, by the way. They added trios.
Yeah, it's funny because we were literally just talking about that. We're like, oh, maybe they just don't have the player base to want to split it like that. And then, like, literally, it's one of those things where, like, we recorded, and then I think, like, the next day, they're like, oh, yeah, trios are in, eh?
Yeah, here are the trios, folks. We heard it on our favorite podcast, Do Not Relent. So now we got to do it. Now, importantly, we have 11.1 PTR class changes. Bum, 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 bum.
I feel like we normally don't care about those, do we?
Well, the thing is, normally we don't, but I feel like the hunter changes are huge. And most importantly, remember, I'm waiting for a little Shadow Priest love.
Honestly, I feel like I haven't seen Squirm in a minute. I feel like you've been, like, all in on your mage lately, which I feel like says something about what the honkometer is technically at.
It's just the AoE feels so much. It's like night and day. The AoE on a Shadow Priest, I have to work. Like, I'm working. I have to individually dot each thing if I run out of Shadow Crash targets, or you miss Shadow Crash. Now you're not having fun. Things are dying. You're targeting. Oh, you're done. Mage is just shoot Frost Orb. Use Comet Storm. Use my favorite spell, Swirling Ice. I don't remember what's even called. Whirling Winds? What's the one where it goes whoosh, 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 whoosh. And you just shoot a cone of cold. There we go.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I was thinking about Plunder Storm spells for some reason. I was like, I don't know which one you're talking about.
No, cone of cold. I love the sound it makes, and it's always been such doo-doo. But now it resets Ice Orb and Comet Storm. Two humongous AoE abilities. So basically, I'm just going button press, button. The same button. It's great, and things blow up. I get my blue ice everywhere. It just feels so good.
It is really funny. So basically, it was added to part of the rotation, which, like, I feel like it's always been the one where you're like, I just have it in my bars because I like pressing it because it's cool and it sounds cool, looks cool, but it's never actually been good.
Yeah, I had it dedicated to a hotkey, a button I'm not supposed to be pressing on a hotkey, just so I knew how to make the sound. But so they posted patch PTR notes. They made a blue post. Actually, let's start with the drive changes, because they've made significant changes to the drive system, which we have not seen, but I've only heard it's breakneck speed.
Oh, shit. That last bullet point, that's what's really important here. We have horns added now.
So they mean car horns, right? They don't mean like Texas Longhorn limousines. Like, they don't mean like that.
Both, baby.
So they've increased the height that something can go over obstacles. The G99 breakneck. The fuck is that? The drive garage now requires you to unlock non-default parts. I don't know what that means. And reduce the maximum speed of the GNZ Airmaster 9000. Then they put in quotes, the engine with the highest max speed, by 12.5%. They're trying to slow us down, gang. Can you believe this?
Well, I mean, I feel like that's good. Like, everything I heard about people from people who were testing it was that it was, like, legitimately too fast. So I feel like it's probably fine.
I should just get on the PTR and just see. I just want to drive. I should just drive. I feel like this is going to be a special fun patch that I don't want to, like, spoil myself on.
Yeah, okay, well, let's go through some of the class changes that we care about. I see that you've scrolled down to Hunter already. Let me see if there's anything here that... Oh, some visual updates. That's cool. So, like, aspect of the cheetah, disengage, post haste. So, like, these movement speed ones, which I feel like never really had much of a visual besides just like the you go fast. So I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah. So it's just adding visual updates to things that like didn't really stand out. So that's nice.
What do you think of this new talent?
Thundering Hooves. Casting Explosive Shot causes all active pets to stomp at 200% effectiveness. Oh, this is basically going to like ensure that it is part of the AoE rotation. I feel like it like hasn't had to be, so that probably will add it to the rotation. Oh, Barb Shot visuals updated. Nice. Because again, I believe it's just an arrow that flies out of you. It, like, you don't really see it, but it's like one of our core abilities. So, And then we have some Dark Ranger and Pack Leader updates. Are they buffing both of them? It looks like it.
Yeah, so they're Black Arrow's getting a 15% damage increase. Pack Leader is getting what the fuck shell cover? Is that a defensive? I assume. It's the shell cover now triggers at 60% health was 40%, and the cooldown was reduced. This has got to be a defensive.
I mean, probably. Honestly, I don't really run Pack Leader all that often, so I'm not 100% sure, but it sounds like it.
Well, we don't have to go through these, but look at all these marks changes. Like, just look at how thick this is. Like, this is a pretty hefty section for both. Actually, our Survival's pretty big too. Not quite as big.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play those ones, so I don't care.
Well, did you hear that Marksman is getting a change?
Well, it looked like they were getting a lot of them. It took you a while to scroll there. Marksmanship hunters can retain pets in 11.1. Okay, this fucking clickbait title by Squishy. What does it actually mean? Scroll down.
So it's a blue post, and it says, in our next PTR build, there will be a choice node on improved Spotter's Mark called Unbreakable Bond that restores call pet and associated pet functionalities such as mend pet, dismiss pet, etc. But apparently, it's only for Marksman's unique eagle pet that apparently they have. It says Marksman's unique eagle pet will continue to be the source of their pet utility, such as Master's Call, Bloodlust, and similar effects. We think it is only right that marksmanship hunters be able to continue to traverse Azeroth with their beloved companions. So I'm confused. Is it just for the eagle? They're keeping an eagle?
I don't know, because I feel like it also probably won't be... It'll probably still be a DPS loss for a marksmanship hunter to even run a pet, so I don't really understand this.
They also say we recognize that there is a community of marksmanship hunters who wish to retain access to their pets. So the eagle is just a utility? I don't get it. And the comments also seem a little confused. They're like, oh, they're getting a specific pet? I thought they would get something else. Someone's like, W. Now rework this. I don't know. It just doesn't seem... Someone's like, there are questions about whether a marksman pet will have access to Harrier's Call, or will it be conditioned if there's an active ferocity pet? So this person thinks that they're also getting their own pets. Are they getting their own pets, or do they have to get this eagle?
Well, then there's a comment that basically was implying that marksmanship hunters don't have access to pets at all. Like, was that a thing? I don't know. I legitimately have not played marksmanship hunters since Draenor, so I don't know.
Yeah, I think they have to give up. Additionally, this talent will improve the durability and damage output of your pet to better compensate for the potential throughput loss. I think they do that thing that like mages do, where it's like banish your frost elemental for more damage, and they're like, okay, see ya, elemental.
Honestly, probably. That makes sense to me. Well, whatever. I guess I'm happy for them, even though it's supposed to be our thing.
Wow, getting stingy, huh?
Yeah.
And there were basically no Shadow Priest changes.
That's crazy to me. I feel like they need love.
Yeah, I found it. Here's some holy... It's the same stuff. It's just like 1%. I think you're getting nerfed? No, a little bit. It's like a baby nerf.
No, it's pretty decent nerfs to Holy Priest across the board for both AoE and single target. Wait, no. It's a buff for AoE just for Prayer of Healing, which I feel like I haven't used at all in a while. And nerfs to everything else. Interesting.
Y'all just too strong. And they're making disc better. There's a bunch of disc changes as usual. So I think it's that thing where like now disc is falling out of favor, and they're like, we gotta buff those numbers and nerf the holy numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they just always love disc. I feel like, so that's not surprising to me.
I was just checking the Frost Mage. It doesn't seem to be that much. I don't know. It seems to be both. It's just interesting. Yeah, here we go. Look at all these disc changes. Bam! Evangelism healing up by 40%. Shadow Word Pain 15%. I mean, that alone, those two are huge. Penance, damage, and healing increased by 50%.
Yeah, it's a lot of buffs, and then the holy's nerfs, and wait, there are some shadow things here.
Oh yeah, there are. It says 2-set bonus, 2-set bonus, 2-set bonus, 4-set bonus, 4-set bonus. They're just tweaking their tier sets. Nothing with the base core of the gameplay, which I'm like, can we do something, please? Give me a second charge. Second charge. Wait, what is this? Delves. Zan Delvari is located at the Delvers headquarters in Dornegal and will offer testers the following. Okay, that's just a tester NPC.
Yeah, it's a PTR name. I love the names that they give like their PTR things, like the NPCs.
And then let's see, there was something. So this is I didn't understand this. In the latest Cataclysm PTR, they found an interesting file called Player Housing Constants Documentation.lua. With a name like this could reference a first look at the upcoming player housing system in the Midnight expansion. Who wrote this? Squishy. I could tell by the voice I was putting on. I was just reading it in his snarky little tone.
I love how like, we have lore for this man that we like despise, but I don't know anything about him other than the fact that I hate his fucking Wowhead articles.
And they're like, of course, as this is data mined and on the Cataclysm PTR, this file may be inaccurate or out of date. Yeah, okay, whatever. So in the file, there's different categories of items. Housing decor, housing exterior. And the decor is flags, model type, the theme, folk, rugged, generic, opulent. That could be anything. Type, floor, wall, ceiling, tabletop. So maybe just giving us an idea of the things we can change, which is expected things you'd be able to change. The floor and the ceiling. The ceiling is kind of weird, though. I feel like you don't often get ceiling customizations. Like the inside of the ceiling.
I wonder if it just means like adding a chandelier or something.
Probably does. And the rest are just whatever. Like housing exterior, human, small, medium, large. Like it's kind of a nothing burger. It's just, why is it in the classic PTR? Maybe they're trying to hide it. I don't know why they would do that though, because people look at everything. So he posted the goddamn full code. Look at this. This idiot. What am I gonna do with this?
I guess it's just to prove that like there are those like names that are in there, but like it's like okay, this is like his works cited page or something.
I guess. Rare we get one of those from these people.
That's very true. You're right. That's very out of character for them, especially for Squishy.
Well, I guess we can do our top two, bottom boot, medium moot. What the hell else are we doing? Aaron, kick us off. Toot.
I like that part too.
I like that too.
Wow, that was like such an inspirational top two. Thank you, Aaron. But I guess I'll go next. Thanks for sending it off to me. I also have a top two.
Toot toot. Toot toot.
I tamed a new pet.
Why? You seem unsure if you tamed a pet or not. Why are you saying it like that?
No, I'm sure. I sent you a picture of it actually in our DMs. And this is just like randomly, like I was just like on a quest in Hollowfall, and then like I got like I guess I still had Rare Scanner on, and it, like loudly went off. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here? And then there's like this giant like how would you describe this guy, Slide?
Well, he looks like a Talbook, kind of, not really, like a beefier, smaller, but like chunkier Talbook with a spiral horn.
It is brown. It has like a lion's mane. It's kind of like lion head on like a bull body, maybe.
It's got like a lion's mane hanging down. What's it called?
You know, I really should have wrote down his name. It had a name that like if I changed it, then like I wouldn't have been able to type it out again. It was long. It was like something of something. It's like a full last name and a title for this dude.
Where are you?
In Hollowfall, just on this random cliff in the center of the zone, and he spawned like right on the edge of this cliff, and he was like overlooking the zone. It was pretty cool.
I don't think I've seen him before. I guess Hollowfall I haven't spent like the most time in compared to the other zones. But
you know, I will double check his name and whatever, and post it on the Discord later or something. But No, I just thought he was cool. And that also reminded me because I had to pull out my stable and put some of my other pets in there, and it was my first time really since the changes happened, like acknowledging that the new stable is a thing, and like the UI of it is so different and nice and pretty. So like I got to use that too. So that's also part of the top 2, I guess.
Yeah, was that you using your stable at Raid? I saw the whatever that was. Like,
yeah, it's the engineering like stable. I don't know, like I normally just buy it on the auction house. I guess I could ask you if you can make them.
yeah, I can. I just haven't seen it in action before. So I was like, what the fuck? Oh, it's a stable. Okay.
Yeah, I had like sometime a long time ago. I bought like 10 of them, and they were kind of expensive. So I try not to use them very often. But I did use it at Raid to pull out my secondary pet there. That's in this picture. The the like tiger that I named Pablo, because like when Pablo was in Raid, I was like, Pablo, look, I named this tiger Pablo, and I would have him out in your honor.
Yeah, it was funny seeing Pablo meet Pablo.
But Slide Whistle, what do you have this week for your TTBVMM?
I've got myself a toot.
Toot, triple top toot.
Toot, toot, toot. My toot is maybe my mage is the one after all, because I went to the Great Vault to crack that baby open, and sitting in it was a Spy Master's Trinket. The best in slot for pretty much all the casters, I feel like.
That's crazy. I feel like none of us have had like a legitimately good vault pull in a very long time. So congratulations.
They're giving me a sign. They're like, you have to gravitate towards this. You must play the Frost Mage. Diaxi Robose.
So maybe that Spy Master's Trinket was just enough to edge things out on the honkometer, eh?
Maybe. It's a funsies. All right, so it's time to acknowledge, fingers in the air, everybody, our patrons. Pew, 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 pew. In no particular order, we have Adam N., Slide Whistle, Secret Stalker, Teehee, Cilantro, Caucus, now Moist Maging, Groundhog's Day clip, Duff, the Horde Pooper Cooper, Gershie is going to Eastwood Hills.
Losing the Patient. Adorno says, Crucifix did nothing wrong. Jerome, Dr. Foster, Grumpy Old Shaman, Kick Puncher. Justin, give me back my PhD arcane.
We have Vanderlyle. We have Will, a.k.a. Tire, Trade Chats, Fallen Father. We got Ahoy Vince, Azarin, Hacky.
We have Digital Dave, who asks Growlina to say, for the Horde, but like Growlina's not here, so I'm sorry, you had to have me say it, sorry.
Misket, the Orkity Orc. Mitch, who wants to remind everyone that Rathian isn't daddy, he's a literal child. Crucifix. Move.
We have sorry, I don't know why that one really sent me. Cremone, the inaugural Dornagooner, Alternator, and Saracen Hawk.
I went completely out of order just to I really wanted to make it as hard as possible to replicate.
It was honestly really stressing me out. Aaron sent us these images in a particular order, and he just willy-nilly clicked on them, and like he went like click picture 2 to picture 3 to picture 1, and it's just like all over the place. So I don't know what's happening.
Then when I read Caucasus, I didn't even realize. I just read Groundhog's Day clip, because I don't listen to the podcast, so I'm not aware that sound clips are playing when the patrons are doing things. I didn't know we were doing that.
Yeah, I mean, neither. This is news to both of us, so hopefully you enjoy us struggling through this right now as the fact that you will not be getting your normal clips.
Can you give Gershie the boots and pants clip, though? I think that's the easy one to replicate.
Boots and pants and boots and pants. New shoes.
Haircut.
Backpacks, come get your backpacks.
Haircut.
Denim.
Okay, now do the Groundhog's Day clip for Caucus.
Yeah, I have no concept of which one it would even be, if I'm being honest.
All right, do the Taco Bell for Cromone.
Dong.
Dong.
Ooh, I actually have a guess about what the Groundhog's Day clip is. It's maybe it's the one about that step being a doozy.
I think it's the one where Bill Murray wakes up and goes, "Huh."
Your guess is as good as mine.
But if you want to join this illustrious crew and have Aaron read your names out in the future, unless he's not here, then this is what happens, folks. This is what happens. Then you go on to patreon.com/do not relent. There you'll find all of our stuff for monies that you can pay for to listen to episodes of us.
That was so hard to listen to. If you want all of our links, though, in general, you can go to donnotrelent.com. I think that's what you were trying to say.
No, I was telling them to go to the Patreon first. That's where your first stop should be. Then you go to all of our links after you go to that first link. This is advertising, baby. The rest of the links, you want to go to donnotrelent.com, where you can find everything else, like our Discord, where we do things and stuff.
We say some things there. We also listen to other people say some things there.
Yeah. Hey, what are you drinking over there? What are you drinking for the episode?
Well, I had vodka and RC Cola, so that's that was today's drink.
Yeah, that's what I had too. All right, if you guys want to head out now, you can take off. We're just gonna sit here and do a little lounging conversation while everybody walks out.
Oh, also, you can find me on Twitter at New Era Alex or on Blue Sky at Immunization. I guess I could throw that in there.
Yeah, toss that in there. Toss it in there. So, you doing anything tonight?
No, nothing at all.
Okay. I was thinking of trying out this new place near my house. It's like a chicken shack, I think.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
All right. What about tomorrow? Does tomorrow work for you at all?
To go to Chicken Shack tomorrow? No, I'm actually kind of busy not going to Chicken Shack.
What would you even eat at a chicken shack?
They probably have a potato.
Hey, I'm thinking of going to the UK for the Shake Shack promotion. Do you want to come with me?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we can just fly out there, no real plans, enter the contest, hope that we're picked, and even if we're not, maybe we just show up.
Yeah, that sounds good. Oh, wait, you guys are still here? Get out of here, you fucking perverts. You creeps. Get your ears off of this podcast. Go on, get out of here.
Go on, get.
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.
Like, it's the luck of the Irish.